everyone, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess. We are in Gardening 25, and we're doing a Frugal Living Challenge 25 that goes on till the end of the year. It is an open collaboration for that one, and you can jump on. Just make sure you're using the hashtag, tagging my channel, and using the official playlist. The official playlist will be below in the description box. So I'm out in my victory garden, and I'm out here with the last of the bees and the wasps because the temperatures are changing rapidly. Over the weekend we had our time change, which means I'm going to be doing chicken duty twice a day now, and I'm out here gleaning what I can from the garden. Now I've lined my basket with some packing paper, and would y'all believe I harvested some more of those wild goose peas. We're going to see what we have left in our garden. We're going to be cleaning this up hopefully this coming weekend and getting it planted for the fall and winter months with some cover crops that will break up the ground for the spring. We're hoping to plant some collard greens, some turnip greens, maybe some mustard greens if I have any, radishes, things like that to break up this ground out here. Now let's go look at the herbs, because I know I've got some herbs. I know I've got to collect the turmeric, and I'm going to show you if those 11-year-old beet seeds actually germinated or not, and what is coming up that I already planted. And I got a pocket full of seed here that I need to get planted. Y'all, the sage is coming back. I can't believe it. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest out all the sage that I can and try not to gather all these weeds in there. So I'm just going to cut these off, which tells me my roots are viable. I've got citronella. Let me bring you up. I've got citronella back here that I need to still harvest. I've got, it looks like more hyssop, maybe some lemon balm, some more basil, but I'm not going to get to it all today. And y'all, we're still picking peppers out of here and a few pods of okra. The last of our basil, folks. Let me set my stick down. My husband couldn't actually pull this up, so we're going to try to get all of this cut. And it'll probably come back next year if we leave the roots in and they're deep enough. So that is the hope, that maybe we won't have to replant the basil. Let me get that in my basket. This back area garden has not been watered except for by rain. We actually have some green tomatoes growing on dead vines. I couldn't believe that, that we didn't get pulled up yet. So we may be out here harvesting some green tomatoes, and I might can them up green, or I might make some green tomato ketchup. And I'm going to leave some of that basil on there. Maybe it'll come back next year. I had to go take off my heavier jacket and put on a light long sleeve shirt just to cover my arms. It is extremely windy out here. It's crisp. It's not as cold as it was this morning, thankfully, but winter is coming. And I have a surprise for y'all coming up in a few months. So y'all be on the lookout for a surprise video. I'm not going to tell you what the surprise is, but it's one of my dreams. I got to get some of these weeds out of the way that grew over the summer. Whew, I'm getting dirty, y'all. So this is the turmeric. The leaves can be made into tea. I'm going to see if I can just pull it up and show you. We got small nodules on that, but I'm sure there's more down in here. And I think what I'll do with these smaller ones is I'm going to relocate them in the yard, get them out of the bucket. I may have to stand up for this one. Oh yeah. So, turmeric, y'all. Beautiful turmeric. Now some of this is going to go in the house and some of it's going to go back in the ground for next year. And this is my, I think, second or third year growing turmeric. So this is just a little piece. That's just a leaf. Another little piece. A little piece that broke off. So I'm not getting any really big pieces this year like I did last year. So I think that it needs to go directly into the soil. So let me see if there's anything else in the dirt. Go ahead and get these weeds out of here. Okay. These mineral buckets are good for several years. This is a kettle mineral bucket. This one's starting to give way on one side, but I'm going to go ahead while I'm over here. I've got some garlic, and this is the soft neck garlic that was gifted to me by Simply Jan Homestead last year, and I gifted a lot of it out, and that's what I had left over. And so these have been in my refrigerator with a wet paper towel to kind of get them started. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick these into the ground. I know I'm not using my gloves. My hands are going to get dirty. That's all right. They're going to get dirty anyway. And we're going to get this garlic going. And sometime next year we'll be able to harvest all of this wonderful garlic that was free to us. So free. And it'll be free garlic. And I've got lots and lots of it. I may be planting several buckets. So I'm planting them about 2 to 3 inches apart. It looks like everything is rooting, which is nice. Get some more of this going. And I'm going to plant this kind of heavy because some of it may not make it. There's another one. I've got a few in here that hasn't rooted yet. I want the ones that are rooting. And I've got a lot of them, y'all. Look at this. All rooting. So I'm just going to continue to go around my bucket and get these planted with the green stem sticking up. Another pebble. And I dropped a couple of them. Try not to lose them. So this will give them a chance to develop over the winter months and into the spring and summer. And then I'll be harvesting out of this. So I'm just going to lightly cover this. I wish I could bring it in closer, but the way I'm situated here, I'm not going to be able to. And I don't need this wet paper towel any longer. So I'm just going to lightly cover these and let them do their thing. The soil is already wet. We had a good soaking rain. And those will start growing. So we should have a good crop of garlic next year. I'm out of breath. I hadn't done anything yet. But we're going to look at a few more things in the garden before we close out. It's time for me to get out here and start really deadheading these and letting them dry. I will be sharing some of my seed with a friend of mine. I'm going to try to bring in these plants, these ferns, and see if they'll survive. And we need to plant the mums in the ground, so that's got to be done. Here's our scarecrow. So all of that has got to be done. Our strawberries are dying back, but we're still getting blooms. And a couple of strawberries here and there. There's a good one. It's been eaten on, but I'm going to go ahead and pick it and toss it. And maybe some animal will come along and grab that. This is going to be transplanted into a bathtub. No sign of life yet for the elephant garlic. No sign of life for the yellow onions. In this raised bed, we do have some yellow onion sprouts. These are my Detroit red beets that were seeds from 11 years ago. 11, 12, somewhere in there. And y'all, look at this. They germinated. Now, I don't know if we'll get any beets out of them or not. We'll have to wait and see. But they did germinate. So keeping your seed in the freezer prolongs the longevity of them germinating. That's wonderful to know. Our carrots are coming up. And I think these are scarlet gnats. And one of them I think is a mixed type of carrot. So let's go over to this one. 3 of them came up. And 1 did not. So we're going to replant carrots in this bucket. And maybe the wind won't blow my camera over. I had a hard time getting it into the bucket. So we got a few weeds in here. We're going to have to get them out of here first. And I left my gloves because they're wet. So we're just going to grab these weeds off the top as much as possible. Okay, I'm going to break the soil up just a little bit because it's wet and I'm going to have to, I'm not going to be covering it this time. This is why I wear an apron, by the way. I can clean my hands off. So I've got more scarlet gnats. I got some yellow of Parma onions. I got some white Lisbon bunching onions. More scarlet gnats. Let's see what else is in my pocket. This is the short and sweet. I've got some leeks. I got some more scarlet gnats, more lavender, and I don't know why I've got fortune squash pulled, but I do. And I got some Walla Walla onions in here, white grano onions. So I've got lots of onions, leeks, carrots. I think I'm going to use that bag and see how it does. Radish, lavender, yellow onions, white bunching onions. So a lot of stuff yet to plant. So this comes from our local feed store, and their seeds usually do very well for me. So I'm going to get this bag open, and we're just going to sprinkle a few in here. And that's probably a tablespoon or more of the seed. So I'm just going to sprinkle these. We'll see if they germinate. I am sprinkling kind of heavy, and we'll be coming out here to thin in the spring. And hopefully we get a good crop of carrots this year. So just patting them down so that they are in contact with that soil, since I don't want to put any more soil in the bucket right now. And I don't have to water because we had rain. Look at this. Whew. Why I wear aprons, y'all. Our sweet potatoes are doing very, very well. They're overflowing our bucket. Look at this. So we'll add some more soil to that before winter hits. And with all the carrots and stuff, we'll probably put a layer of straw on top, or cardboard, shredded cardboard or something like that, to kind of cover and protect our seedlings. Well, I've got a lot more planting to do. I've still got a pocket full of seeds, but before I get into the house and replant this, I'm going to cut these stems back, and that will help the plant just do what it needs to do. I think what I'm going to do this year, because I still have plenty of turmeric in the house, is just replant all of this and allow it to go to next year. So about a good 4 to 5 inches is all you need. And I'm going to throw the leaves over to my birds, see if they'll eat them. And I'm going to get these replanted. Find a shovel. I'm going to try to get this replanted somewhere. I still need to plant my raspberry bush too. I haven't done that yet. And since the ground is soft, maybe we can get it done today or tomorrow while we're waiting for that. So this is the best piece out of this one. Last year I had massive pieces and it was just humongous, but it looks like little fingers. basil and some sage to dry. And we got some wild goose peas in the bottom of this. The reason I use the paper is to kind of protect the basket. So these will get dried in the house, and the peas also get dried in the house. The turmeric's going back in the ground. Here's some content I think you might like. Thank you for visiting our homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hype, and share to help our small channel grow. See you next time for more simple living, frugal tips, and farmyard fun.